Brett Vincent is in his 7th year as a head coach at Chowan. He had a team last year that finished 11-16 overall and 5-11, tied for 5th in the CIAA. It's picked to finish 11th this season in the 13-team Division II CIAA. Here's the lineup. The 4 guards and 1 forward. The point guard is Gus Rowland, 6 feet, sophomore from Richmond, Virginia. 12.4 points, 3.4 rebounds, 4.4 assists, and 2.3 steals a year ago. He was one of the top rookies in the CIAA last season. And another guard position will be Jadarius Wade out of Vienna, West Virginia. 6'3" redshirt sophomore, transferred from Lewisburg College here in North Carolina, where he averaged 11 points, 5 rebounds, shot 44% from the arc last season, helping Lewisburg to the National Junior College Basketball Tournament. Bobby Grubbs is from Jacksonville, North Carolina, 6'4" junior. He's another guard, a 3-point threat. He ranks in Chowan's career top 10 in 3-point field goals. He averaged 12.9 points a game last year, 4.5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.2 steals, and shot 42% from beyond the arc. Demetrius Sanders will be another guard, 6'3" senior from Raleigh, 14.1 points, 4.8 rebounds, 1.4 steals. He's the leading returning scorer from last year's team. And Jordan Marshall is the lone forward, a junior college transfer from Frisco, Texas, a wide body who transferred in from Allen Community College. For the Pack, coached by Kevin Keats in his 2nd year, it'll be Torin Dorn at a wing forward, 6'5" redshirt senior out of Charlotte, leading returning scorer and rebounder for the Pack, 13.9 points, 6.3 rebounds. The point guard will be Markel Johnson, 6'1" junior from Cleveland, Ohio, 8.9 points, 7.3 assists to lead the ACC last season. C.J. Bryce will be the shooting guard, 6'5", 195 redshirt junior out of Charlotte. Devin Daniels will be a wing forward, a 6'5" redshirt sophomore out of Battle Creek, Michigan. Wyatt Walker will be the center, 6'9", 240, a grad student from Jacksonville, Florida, and Sanford University. So it's Dorn, Johnson, Bryce, Daniels, and Walker for the Pack. Roger Ayers, our ACC referee, working with Tim Clougherty and Anthony Burris. Burris tosses the ball up, and the tip is controlled by State. Pack will attack the goal to our left in the first half. Here's Bryce, top of the key, behind the arc, right wing to Johnson, feeds it right of the lane to Walker. Walker cross-court skip pass to Daniels, left baseline, brings it out on the wing to Johnson against the man defense. Now right wing to Bryce. Bryce with 7 to shoot. Down low, his pass to Walker is picked off by Gus Rowland, who averaged 2.3 steals a game last year for Chowan. Here come the Hawks from left to right. Rowland into the front court. Bounces it to the high post to Mitchell. Mitchell faces against Walker. He drives, kicks it in the corner for Wade. Wade bobbled it. That gave Devin Daniels a chance to get on it defensively. Now back out to Rowland, 10 to shoot. The point guard drives right around Bryce. Gets it left baseline to Wade. Drives, puts it up, hits the front rim, no good. Rebound, ticks off. Bryce has got it for State, running from right to left into the front court. Here's Bryce, top of the key, left wing to Johnson. Johnson guarded by Rowland, gets a screen from Walker. Johnson double clutches, down right side, gets it to Bryce for 3. Off the back iron goes the shot, no good. Dorn on the follow, his shot blocked. Loose ball inside, and finally picked up by Chowan and Mitchell. He headmans the pass to Rowland, and here comes Chowan. 18:39 to go. Here we're early in the first half of this only exhibition game for the Pack this season. Here it's Jadarius Wade. Wade on the left wing. Gives it up to Mitchell. Now left wing to Rowland. Rowland guarded by Markel Johnson. Gets a screen from Mitchell. Dives down the lane. Tried to throw it up to the basket, and he was fouled by Torin Dorn. First foul of the basketball game goes against the Pack 6'5" redshirt senior out of Charlotte, North Carolina. This will put Gus Rowland at the line, where he was 71% last year. He was 5th in the CIAA in assists and steals, and really one of the big parts of this program. A young player with a good upside. He misses the first free throw.
Another issue in that East Carolina close scrimmage was fouling on defense. NC State did not succeed in the second half of playing good defense without fouling. You got to be aggressive, but you can't cross that line.
Rowland makes the second free throw, and it's 1-0 Chowan. Pack with a basketball. There's Johnson into the front court. Johnson keeps his dribble alive and drives toward the right sideline with 19 to shoot. Now he picks up the dribble, gives to Daniels between the rings straight away. Daniels gets a screen from Walker. Daniels driving, now left baseline to Bryce. Back to Daniels, top of the key, dives down the lane, shoots a runner, missed. And a whistle blows, and we've got a Chowan foul. It'll put Devin Daniels at the line for 2. And the foul is going to go on Jadarian Wade. That'll be his first, team's first.
You would expect Devin Daniels to be a guy that gets to the foul line a lot. He's physical. He's really strong off the bounce, and he can score in traffic. And he's very, very aggressive. He's aggressive in everything he does on both ends of the court. When he was in Utah, he was not asked to score as much. But when he got here to NC State, Kevin Keats told him immediately, we need you to score. We want you to score. So he's got the green light.
Daniels missed the first free throw. Here's the second one, and it rattles in. So the game is tied at 1. 17:58 to go. Just a couple of minutes in to this basketball game here at PNC Arena. As some of the fans still getting settled into their seats. Here's Rowland driving around Johnson, who knocks the ball away from behind. There's a scrum for it down in the low post. Dorn comes up with it. Dorn feeds Daniels. Daniels on the run. 3-on-2 to Johnson. Gets it to Bryce for the score. And a foul.
Transition baskets start with great defense, and that was terrific help defense on the other end of the floor by Torin Dorn. We mentioned he led NC State in steals last year with 23. He pinched off his man to help on the penetration, swatted that ball away, then went to the floor to get the loose ball and got the ball in the hands of Markel Johnson, and the Pack was off and running.
And Johnson was able to get it to Daniels and then to Bryce, who cut in from the right side for the layup. He makes the three-point play with the free throw. Now the Pack with full court pressure after the main basket. Here's a steal by Devin Daniels right in front of the Chowan bench. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson dives down the lane. Pump fakes, puts it up. He's clobbered inside, and coming up with the ball is Sanders. Sanders, head man passed away. Goes to the basket, puts it up, blocked from behind by Devin Daniels. Loose ball, deflects. Wade's got it on the left block. His pass to the top of the key goes to Rowland. Scripps stolen away. Dorn on a breakaway. Dorn to the foul line, to the basket, jams it.
C.J. Bryce with the defense on the other end. A deflection, tipping that ball off to Torin Dorn, who had an uncontested dunk the other way.
6-1 State. 5 unanswered points. Here's a pass to the post, knocked away by Walker, stolen by Dorn. Dorn drives to the basket, puts it up, banks it in on the run.
Great ball pressure on the perimeter, forcing yet another turnover, and NC State very active defensively early in this game, getting a bunch of easy buckets off of its defense.
Blake Harris checks into the game now for Markel Johnson at point guard, and Eric Lockett, the transfer from Florida International, comes into the game now for Torin Dorn for State. Also into the game for Chowan, Timothy Bing, a 6'3" JUCO transfer. And ready to trigger it in against full court pressure is Wade. Gets it into Bing. Bing will drive it up the floor, from left to right with Harris up in his grill. Here's Bing between the rings, trying to get around Harris. He'll drive into the basket, puts it up, shot blocked by Walker, and he saves it inbound. Devin Daniels has got it for State. Daniels on the drive, right wing to Harris, shoots for 3. Off the rim, no. Rebound is loose inside. Walker, I think, deflected it, went off of Walker's hands. It'll belong to Chowan, and Wade will inbound.
You see the free flow of substitutions here by Kevin Keats. He wants to keep everybody fresh so they can play this style of basketball for the full 40 minutes.
Walker out. JUCO transfer DJ Funderburk is in for State. Chowan to inbound the basketball. Baseline against full court pressure. Ball goes into Mitchell. Mitchell will try to drive it against Funderburk. Now he throws it away. Pass is intended for Wade, and it's picked off by Daniels, who lays it in. Nice defense by Devin Daniels. His first basket. Chowan coach Brett Vincent's seen enough. The Pack is up by 9. 9 unanswered points by the Pack after the game was tied at 1. It's 10-1 State. 16-19 to go here in the first half, and we'll take timeout at PNC Arena. This is State basketball on the Wolfpack Sports Network.
Well, we've seen some spectacular defense by NC State early in this game. Active defense by the Wolfpack. State has already forced 4 turnovers, scored 7 points off of those 4 turnovers. And the end result is NC State leads Chowan in this exhibition game 10-1. Chowan got a free throw early. Since then, the Pack has scored 10, count of 10, unanswered points. And the steals are piling up. Torin Dorn has 2 steals. Devin Daniels has 2 steals. And coming out of this timeout, NC State is lining up as if it's going to keep the pressure on. No mercy here for Chowan early in this game.
Pack shooting 50%, 4 of 8. Chowan 0 of 3. and the Pack's out rebound of the Hawks 5-2 here in the early going. Wade will trigger it in for Chowan against Lockett. Baseline right against full court pressure. Ball goes to the sideline where Bing gets it, and now back to Wade. Wade is double teamed to Bing. Bing back to Wade. They're going to have a tough time. They just do beat the 10-second count, and a long pass down to Bing in the right baseline. Bing to the top of the key and Roland. Roland left wing. Tries to get the ball away to Sanders. Knocked away. Stolen by Lockett. Lockett drives down the floor. Trying to put it up. Shot blocked away. Funderburk on the follow up and in.
10 points in the paint, and all of them layups coming off of great defensive play. Yet another turnover. 5 of them for Chowan.
Jericho Helms checks into the game now for State. 6'7" rookie, and out goes C.J. Bryce. So it's Helms, Daniels, Lockett, Blake Harris, and Funderburk. Full court pressure by the Pack. Ball goes into Wade. Wade head man to Roland. Roland right side to Mitchell. Had an open shot, passed it up. Down to the top of the key and the point guard, Roland. Roland, who was in the top 5 in the CIAA in assists last year, was one of the top rookies in that league. Drives to his left, gets it away to Mitchell, top of the key against the smaller Harris. Mitchell's going to drive Harris to the basket, puts it up. He lays it in, and a foul.
Pretty impressive there. NC State decided to execute a big on small switch, and that left Harris on the perimeter guarding the big man for Chowan, but that's a heck of a drive right there, getting to the rim on a smaller player after that switch.
Jordan Marshall's first basket of the game, and the JUCO transfer out of Frisco, Texas, makes the free throw for the old-fashioned three-point play, and it's 12-4. State with the ball in the lead. 15:27 to go first half. Blake Harris races up with Roland on his hip into the front court. Gives it away to Daniels for 3. Long bomb, right wing, no good. Rebound deflected, but coming out of there with it is Sanders for Chowan. Head man pass to Mitchell. Works it into the front court. Gives it up to Roland. Plenty of time on the shot clock. 22. Pack in a man-to-man defense. And now Funderburk is guarding the point guard. 6'10" against Roland, who drives left of the lane. Now kicks it in the corner to Bing. Bing penetrates the basket. Has the ball slapped away by Devin Daniels off of Bing. And it will belong to State. 6 turnovers now for Chowan. And we played about 5 minutes of this game.
Yeah, and that's the third one forced by Devin Daniels. We told you he's aggressive on both ends of the court.
Lockett for State. Free throw line. Down low to Funderburk. Spins from the left block. Puts it up. Shot no good. And a foul on Jadarian Wade. That will be his second. Team's third. And we'll get a look now. DJ Funderburk at the foul line. Funderburk signed with Ohio State. That was dismissed from the team. Went to junior college in Florida, where he was ranked as the #1 junior college recruit in the nation last year. His first free throw is up and good. He'll get another.
Beautiful post entry pass by Lockett. You know, Lockett's got the size at the top of that defense to look in there to find Funderburk, and Funderburk with a strong duck in. He did a terrific job pinning his man right along the baseline, right near the rim. Is a very tough play to defend when a big man gets that close.
Daniels out. Johnson back in for State. Funderburk's second free throw goes down. 4 points for him. Into the ball game now is Brandon Mahan out of Ridgeway, Virginia, 6'3" sophomore for Chowan. Here's the point guard Roland between the rings. Left wing for a long bomb for 3 by Sanders, no good. Rebound is taken down by Jericho Helms, and he gets it away to Markel Johnson. Markel into the front court from right to left. Here's Johnson on the right wing. Now to Helms. He'll fire for 3. Got it from left to the key.
Funderburk rolled on the pick and roll. Chowan had to help on the weak side, and that left an opening on the pop-out shot by Helms.
So Helms, a consensus 4-star recruit, gets a basket as Roland drives into the lane for Chowan, knocks over Helms, and Helms will draw the charge. Foul is on Gus Roland of Chowan, his first, team's 4th. Nice defense by Jericho Helms out of St. Louis, Missouri. True freshman, ranked among the nation's top 85 high school players. And another turnover, 7 now for Chowan. 17-4 is the score. Wolfpack with the ball in the lead. 14 minutes to play first half. Here's Johnson left wing to the left baseline, and Helms backs his man down toward the lane, kicks it to the top of the key, and Harris left baseline to Johnson with 12 to shoot. Johnson tries to drive around Mahan, can't do it, but backs him down. Now throws it out onto the wing for Harris with 5 to shoot. Harris with 3 to shoot, drives into traffic. He throws one up with the right hand, and it rims in.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Blake Harris with his first basket. Full court pressure now for State. Ball goes into Timothy Bing. Bing, a junior college transfer out of District Heights, Maryland, close to the Washington, D.C. area, will bring it up the floor. and he'll work it into the front court. Funderburk is on him. Now outside, the ball goes to Brandon Mahan. Mahan pulls it back out near the timeline. Gets a screen but rejects it from Mitchell. Now he has the ball knocked away by Harris. There's a scrum near midcourt as Lockett comes over. And the alternate possession will go to Chowan. So the Pack able to tie up a Chowan player again and almost force a turnover. 7 Chowan turnovers so far. Harris and Funderburk check out now. Dorn back in the ball game along with C.J. Bryce for State.
Love the way the Pack's pursuing loose balls. Nobody's bending over at the waist. Going on the deck, hitting the floor, trying to get to those loose balls. That's how you play scrappy basketball.
We're almost 7 minutes into the first half. 19-4 Wolfpack. Chowan inbounds. Here's Rowland driving the lane. Ball knocked away as Ian Steer checks into the ball game for the first time. 6'9", 261-pound true freshman out of Sanford, North Carolina. And he deflected that ball out of bounds, but on the way out touched a Chowan player. It'll belong to State. Chowan makes a change as Jordan Marshall checks out of the ball game now. And Trayvon McPhail, a sophomore out of Richmond, Virginia at 6'5", who didn't play last season, is now in for the Hawks. Pack inbounds, and here's Bryce working it into the front court. Gives away to Markel Johnson behind the arc left wing. Gets a pick from Steer. He'll drive into traffic. Hook pass to Steer on the left block. Knocked away. And stolen by Trayvon McPhail, but he was standing in the baseline, so it'll belong to State with 16 to shoot. 19-4 Wolfpack over Chowan. The Pack's only exhibition game of the season. Johnson triggers it in. Left baseline to Dorn. Puts it on the deck with the right hand. Moves out toward the top of the key. Gives away to Bryce with 10 to shoot. Now back to Dorn. 2-3 zone now by Chowan. Here's Dorn. Right wing pass to Bryce. Knocked out of bounds by Rowland, and only 4 on the shot clock with 12:40 left to go in the first half. 19-4 NC State.
Chowan's going to stay in the 2-3 zone here on side out of bounds.
4 to shoot. Helms gets it into Johnson. Drives the lane all the way to the basket. Left-hand layup off the rim. No good. Helms on the follow. Back up. Can't get it to go. He's knocked to the floor. And we've got a foul on Trayvon McPhail. That will be his first. And that'll be the 5th team foul on Chowan.
Great straight line drive by Markel Johnson. Only 4 to shoot. They were wide with that 2-3 zone up top. Nobody guarded the ball. Johnson went right between the 2 guards, got into the paint. And we've said so many times, a little more difficult to box out defensively when you're playing zone. And Helms crashed the offensive glass to get himself to the free throw line.
Helms misses the first free throw. He's got another one coming. It is, and it's up and good. 4 points for Helms, 20-4 Wolfpack. Full court pressure, but the Hawks break it. Down the floor is Bing, all the way to the basket. Kicks it in the corner for McPhail. McPhail sends it out on the wing to the point, and Rowland drives around Helms the basket. Left-hand layup, good. That's the first basket for Gus Rowland. And it's 20-6 Wolfpack. State owns the basketball as Johnson has it. Bringing it up sideline right against Rowland. Gets a screen from Helms. Throws to Helms. Helms will shoot for 3. Right wing deep. No good. Rebound. Steer jams it back in. Ian Steer ranked as one of the top 140 high school players nationally with a basket, his first, and it's 22-6. Full court pressure. Ball goes into Rowland down the floor to a wide open McPhail. He lays it in.
Yeah, NC State selling out with the full court pressure. Did not have a free safety waiting underneath the basket. So every now and then when you have a breakdown of full court pressure, you're going to give up some of those.
22-8. Wolfpack with the ball on the lead. 11:35 to go in the first half. Johnson top of the key. Right wing to Jericho Helms. Drives the basket. Shoots a runner. Off the glass, no. And a whistle and a foul. And the foul is going to go against Timothy Bing. That'll be his first, team's 6th. And we have timeout on the floor. Pack will be at the foul line when we come back. 11:30 to go in the first half. Exhibition basketball tonight here in West Raleigh with a score. NC State 22, Chowan University 8. This is State basketball on the Wolfpack Sports Network.
Volunteering to partnerships with Wolfpack Sports, Duke Energy is constantly working to deliver more than just electricity. Wolfpack is delivering on a strong first half here against Chowan in this exhibition game. Pack is up 22-8, 11:30 to go in the first half. And you see some of these newcomers, Funderburk, Helms, Lockett, Ian Steer, they've come in and they've really done some nice things for NC State early. And the thing that strikes you about those guys, Gary, looks like they're just concentrating on playing hard. When you play hard, a lot of times everything else will take care of itself.
Jericho Helms, who was fouled before the timeout, made his first free throw. The second one goes down. He's 3 out of 4 from the line, has 6 early points. He will leave the lineup now. Devin Daniels checks back in, so it's Bryce, Daniels, Johnson, Dorn, and Ian Steer on the floor for State. Here's the point guard, Gus Rowland, bringing the ball up. No pressure, except man-to-man by Devin Daniels against Rowland. Rowland into the front court, 20 to shoot. Left wing to Timothy Bing. Down to the sideline to Keon Claiborne in the game for the first time. Drives left baseline, shoots a high-arching runner and banks it in. Keon Claiborne, a transfer from Frederick, Maryland Junior College, 6'3" player, junior, makes the basket. Pack coming the other way. Here's Bryce off a pass from Johnson. He drives the lane, puts it up, no good. Steer taps it in. 2 offensive rebounds, stick backs for Steer. The big guy, a space heater in there, doing a good job going to the offensive glass. A little bit of mild full court pressure. Here's Dorn hawking Bing as he brings it into the front court for Chowan. 26-10, Wolfpack leading the Hawks with 10:43 to go. Backdoor pass. It is from Bing to Rowland. He beat his man, layup good. Yeah, Markel Johnson that time got caught trying to deny on the perimeter. Nice little savvy back cut. Got Chowan a layup. 10.5 minutes to go. First half, 26-12 Wolfpack. Johnson for the pack with the ball. Top of the key. Left wing behind the arc to Bryce. Down low to Steer. Steer near the left block. Feels a double team. Gets into the cutting Bryce. Goes to the basket. Missed the layup shot of traffic. And on the rebound, we've got a whistle. And I think it might be going against Chowan Dorn of State. It is against Dorn. That'll be his second. So he's the only Wolfpack player at the moment in foul trouble. Just 3 team fouls. 2 of them belong to Dorn. 26-12 Wolfpack. 10:17 to go in the half. This is the only exhibition game for the Pack this season. Ian Steer and Johnson will sit down. So now it's Bryce, Daniels, Harris, who almost stole the inbounds pass right there against full court pressure as he knocked it away from Keon Claiborne, is in the ball game along with Dorn and Wyatt Walker. That's the 5 on the floor for State. Again, full court pressure by the Pack. And the Hawks will have to trigger it in. Here's Brandon Mahan to throw it and threw it, and it's intercepted by Harris at the foul line. Harris driving, shovels inside for a layup, good by Bryce. Boy, Harris face guarding on the inbounds pass, came up with the steal. Did a great job of choking off that attempted inbounds pass by Chowan. 9 Chowan turnovers, 28-12 Wolfpack, 10 minutes to go. Here's Rowland, drives around his man to the basket, spins in a layup with the right hand off the glass, good. That was pretty. 3 for 3 for Gus Rowland. He's the leading scorer for Chowan with 7. Here comes the Pack the other way. Here's Harris driving down the lane and tried to get airborne. And somebody got their hand on the ball, and we've got a held ball, and it should be the Pack's ball on the alternate possession. So State will get the ball and inbound for the baseline. Blake Harris, the Missouri transfer, will trigger it in. Out goes Trayvon McPhail for the Chowan team. Here is the inbounds pass going to Devin Daniels. Top of the key, left wing to Harris for 3, and he buries it. Harris near the left baseline. Blake Harris now has 5 points, and it's 31-14. State leading Chowan. Hawks have the basketball with Rowland deep on the right wing. His pass to the middle is picked off by Bryce. Bryce on a breakaway. Layup good. Turnovers keep on coming. That's number 10 already by Chowan. Here's Sanders driving the length of the floor against full court pressure. Went to the basket, put it up no good on the rebound. It deflected back into the hands of Jordan Marshall, who's back in the game, but he was standing on the baseline. It'll belong to State. And here comes Lockett back in now for the Wolfpack. It's almost like a hockey game here tonight. Yeah. State just substituting. You play a couple of minutes, you come out. Lockett in for Dorn. Coach Dorn said that at the very beginning of the broadcast. He said he wants guys to play as hard as they can for 5 minutes. If they're tired, give them the fist. They'll come out. Somebody fresh will come in and continue the energy flow. Back with the ball in a 33-14 lead. Zone defense now, 2-3 by Chowan. Here's Harris with it at the point. To the high post to Walker, to Bryce, down low to Lockett. Lockett too far underneath. Kicks it out for a straight on 3 by Harris. No good. And on the rebound, we got a whistle. I think it's Devin Daniels coming over the back of Jadarian Wade. The foul on Devin Daniels will be his first. That'll be the 4th team foul on State. 33-14 Wolfpack. 8:52 to go in the first half. And the inbounds pass dangerously thrown to Rowland, but he was able to bring it in with Harris right on his hip. And now Rowland will work the ball up the floor from left to right. Rowland into the front court against Harris. Wants to drive, kicks it to Big, open, pulls the trigger for three. In and out, no good from the left wing. Walker with a rebound. Headman pass to Harris. Harris down the floor. Shovels to Daniels. Daniels left wing. Drives left baseline of the basket. Layup won't go. Tip no good. Rebound fought for. Walker's got it left baseline for the Pack at a new shot clock. Outside Lockett. He'll give it up to Harris against a 2-3 zone. Now Harris left wing to Bryce. Bryce penetrating. Cross court skip pass goes to Daniels. Daniels fakes, drives the baseline, has it stripped, but not able to control the ball is Chowan's Timothy Bing. It's out of bounds to State with 14 to shoot on the right baseline. Out goes Mitchell. Back in again comes Trayvon McPhail, the 6'5 sophomore out of Richmond, Virginia. As Harris inbounds right underneath the Lockett, knocked away, stolen by Sanders. Headman pass to Bing. Bing driving all the way into the left wing, and now he'll pull it back out, backdoor pass to Rowland. Rowland middle of the lane, looked like he shuffled his feet and traveled. He did. That's the 12th turnover for Chowan. And we have an official timeout to stop the clock with 7:57, the under 8 timeout here in the first half. Our score, State 33, Chowan 14. Exhibition basketball tonight on the Wolfpack Sports Network.
Tonight, NC State against Chowan. All Wolfpack right now. Pack is up 33-14. NC State has done most of the damage with two categories: defense, forcing turnovers, and offensive rebounding. Flurry of turnovers early in the game against the Wolfpack, suffocating pressure. Chowan with 11 turnovers in the first half, and NC State has really made them pay. In the category of points off turnovers, it's a rout and a shutout. State with 18 points off of turnovers, 0 for Chowan. The Pack has only turned the ball over twice in this game. We mentioned the offensive rebounding. State has used its significant size and bulk advantage to do a good job getting second chance opportunities as well. 6 offensive rebounds for NC State, and the Pack has 7 second chance points, and in that category, 0 for Chowan. You figured NC State was probably going to have a size and strength advantage around the rim in this game, and that has certainly manifested itself early with the offensive rebound. It's not always going to be that way when we get into league play. NC State against some of the ACC teams may be considered somewhat undersized, but that's when they're going to want their suffocating full court pressure to force turnovers and get the game going up and down where they think they'll have a pretty good advantage.
Pack making some changes during the timeout. Eric Lockett and Markel Johnson are in, along with Devin Daniels, C.J. Bryce, and the big guy Wyatt Walker. Pack inbounds out of the timeout. 7:55, clock moving, 33-14 Wolfpack. State has the ball. Looks like Chowan is going 2-3 zone again. Here's Daniels, top of the key, left wing to Johnson, left corner to Bryce. He's open, pulls the trigger for 3, misfires. Loose ball on the rebound, picked up by Rowland for Chowan. The point guard drives length of the floor, gives to the trailing Wade, layup good. Jadarian Wade with his first basket. The junior college transfer out of Lewisburg College. And it's 33-16 as Chowan cuts the deficit down just a little bit. Here is Markel Johnson, top of the key, knocks over Rowland, got away with it. Right wing pass to Devin Daniels, shoots for 3 out of the right corner and buries it. Daniels with 6 points. And it's 36-16. Pack's got its biggest lead of the game now, 20 points, with just a little more than 7 minutes to go in the first half. DJ Thunderbird getting ready to check in. Here's Rowland, drives around his man. Right wing to Bing for 3. Got it.
Lockett was late getting out, contesting that shot. He was concerned by a blow-by on the other side of the court, so he was taking a couple steps towards the lane and just couldn't get back to the shooter.
6:43 to go, first half, 36-19. Wolfpack with the ball on the lead. Lockett behind the arc left wing, on top to Daniels. Daniels against the Chowan man-to-man. Gives it up to Bryce. Bryce, top of the key. He'll rise, he'll fire over Bing for 3. Long, no good. Rebound, Daniels back up and in, and a foul. Daniels now with 8 points, and will go to the line for a shot at an old-fashioned three-point play. Clock stops, 6:25 to go in the half, 38-19 Wolfpack.
State continues to do a lot of damage with the offensive rebounding. At that time, Daniels was just the right man in the right spot. That was a long rebound. It came right back to him in the elbow, and before Chowan could get matched up with him, he took a dribble and knocked down that mid-range jumper and drew the foul.
Walker and Bryce now leave the lineup for State. Free throw by Daniels, no good. Rebound comes down to Trayvon McPhail. He was whistled for that last foul. 7th team foul now on Chowan. Chowan with the basketball. Here's Rowland in the front court. Drives around Funderburk to the basket. Lays it off for a jam by Demetrius Sanders. And that's his first basket, and it's 38-21. Here comes the Pack the other way with 6:05 to go. Johnson in the front court. Johnson against Bing. Cross-court skip pass goes to Jericho Helms, who just checked in. Back to Johnson. He's jump pass down low to Lockett. It's deflected. Daniels gets it in the lane, throws it up with the right hand, missed it, and it's tipped in. And I think it's going to go to Lockett. Eric Lockett with his first basket. That's 40-21. 19-point lead for State with 5:40 remaining in the first half. Here's Gus Rowland, who is lightning quick tonight. He's beat the Pack several times on drives. Gives it away to Bing. Bing, left wing to Sanders. Sanders outside to McPhail. McPhail between the rings, looking down to the high post. Ball goes to Wade. Left hand dribble now goes to the right. Down the lane he goes, and he beats Daniels for an easy layup.
Heck of a spin move that time. He spun away from the help coming over from the weak side and got a good look at it.
Here's Johnson driving left baseline. Gets airborne. Throws it out on the wing to Helms. Down top of the key to Daniels. He'll dive down the lane. Fires up a wild runner. No good. Whistle blows. Foul called. And the foul is going to go on McPhail. That'll be his third. So he's in some deep foul trouble here with 5:05 to go in the first half. We'll probably have to come out of the game for Jordan Marshall, but we shall see what Brett Vincent wants to do. Daniels is the Pack's leading scorer now with 8. A chance for his 9th point. It's the free throw up and good.
That's his 4th free throw. He's going to get another one here. We mentioned early in the game, he looks like a guy that will probably get to the line a lot. He's got that attack mentality off the dribble, and he's been attack mode all night so far, and he got in the paint again there.
Marshall back in the lineup for Chowan. Second free throw by Daniels. Nothing but the bottom of the net. He's in double figures now with 10. 42-23 the score. Pack with the lead. Chowan with the basketball. Here's the point guard Gus Rowland into the front court. Rowland's out of Richmond, Virginia. A sophomore gets a high pick from Marshall. Now fires the basketball on the right wing for Bing. Marshall gets it right back with 14 to shoot. Near the top of the key. He'll step back, shoot over the 6'10 Funderburk. It's an air ball. Whistle blows on the rebound.
Well, what a mistake there by Rowland. Your guard, your quick guard on the perimeter being guarded by a 5-man Funderburk. And he bailed him out by taking a step back 3 instead of trying to drive on him.
Foul on the air ball on Lockett for State. So Chowan inbounds the basketball, and Bing's got it right of the lane, moves into the lane, had it slapped away from behind, and out of bounds off of Bing into the Wolfpack bench. And that is 12 turnovers now officially for Chowan. 42-23 Wolfpack, 4:33 to go in the half. Inbounds pass to Lockett, brings it up the left sideline off a pick by Funderburk. Lockett now backs out, outside the three-point arc, drives, gets it to Funderburk near the free throw line, shoots and hits from straight on. Funderburk with 6 points. And bringing the ball up the floor for Chowan was the point guard Rowland, but away from the ball, I think Bing is whistled for a foul in front of the Wolfpack bench.
He was just kind of running along beside the ball, and they're going to say that he made contact with an NC State defender. Technically just a moving screen. That's what the call is there. So another turnover, and they're coming in bunches here for Chowan. 13 now.
Second foul on Bing, 9th on the team. Pack inbounds. Here's Johnson. Markell driving, kicks it on the right wing for Helms. He'll penetrate. Now to Johnson down low. Johnson reverse layup good with the left hand. Off a pass by Jericho Helms. And it is 46-23. Here's Wade getting it to the cutting Marshall down the lane. Layup good and a foul. And let's see who it's on for State. I think it's going to be on Jericho Helms. That is his first. And that'll be the 16th foul for State. Should be an and one free throw coming up for Jordan Marshall of Chowan when we come back to PNC Arena. Exhibition basketball tonight with 3:55 to go in the first half. It's State 46, Chowan 25. This is NC State basketball on the Wolfpack Sports Network.
Welcome tonight's honorary ball to Will National Coding provides one young Wolfpack fan this unique game day experience. You can register your child at wolfpack.com/national codings. National Strikers, based right here in Raleigh. National Coatings, we've got you covered.
.55 to go before halftime. NC State's lead is 21. The biggest advantage was 23 a few seconds ago. And State leads Chowan here 46-25. Again, 3:55 showing of the clock. Last year, Kevin Keith said he's less concerned about an opponent's field goal percentage, more concerned about getting more shot opportunities through defense and forcing turnovers. And this is a perfect example tonight what he's talking about. Chowan is shooting 61% from the field, 11 of 18. The problem is NC State. The problem for Chowan is NC State has 14 more shots because of the Chowan turnovers. The Pack is 17 of 32, whereas Chowan is 11 of 18.
Jordan Marshall fouled before the timeout by State. Went to the foul line, missed. Pack got the rebound. Johnson with a long pass down the floor to Thunderberg. Double team. Fights through it and scores, and a foul. Thunderberg's 3 for 3, 8 points with a chance for 9. He'll get an and 1 free throw. The foul is on Jordan Marshall of Chowan, his second. That's the 10th team foul now on the Hawks here in the first half. We still have 3:47 to go before the halftime break with State up 48-25. DJ Thunderberg 2 for 2 from the line tonight. Make it 3 for 3 as that free throw goes down. And he and Daniels lead the Pack scoring parade, combining for 19 points. Here's Blake Harris in. Devin Daniels out as State makes another substitution. Marshall will trigger it in against full court pressure. Gets it to Bing. Bing will try to work it up against Helms and get it in the front court, and he does. Throws it on the right side to Sanders. Sanders steps back, rises, fires for 3. Good over Johnson for the right wing. And that is the first three-point bucket for Demetrius Sanders. The Pack throwing it down the floor on a fast break, but they throw it away. Helms couldn't control the pass down on the other end of the baseline, so State turns it over for just the third time.
Pretty pass there by Markel Johnson. Helms just couldn't haul it in, but that was a pretty good pass. Markel Johnson looking to throw over the top of the Chowan defense before they got back.
Chowan beats some pressure, and here's Bing bringing it up the floor against Jericho Helms. Gets a high screen from Mitchell. Bing now driving toward the right elbow. Shoots a jumper, no good. Rebound pulled down by Johnson for State. Here comes Markel Johnson from right to left, all the way down the lane. Lost the basketball, and it's picked up. Loose ball steal by Jordan Marshall for Chowan. That's 4 turnovers now for State. They're rolling the point guard. Right wing to Sanders. Shoots for 3. A long bomb, no good. And Blake Harris with the rebound. Harris on the run. 2-on-2. Goes to the bucket. Scoops it up. High off the glass. He got it. Wow, what a shot. Harris with 7. Chowan fast breaking the other way now with Rowland. 2:42 to go in the half. 51-28 Wolfpack. Gus Rowland's played a nice game so far tonight at point guard for Chowan. Gets it to Bing. Now right wing to Wade to Mitchell. Mitchell, top of the key, drives down the lane against Helms. Shoots. It rolls off the rim. No. Rebound is deflected into the hands of Sanders, and he scores on the putback. 7 points for Sanders.
Only the second offensive rebound there for Chowan. They've been burned on the other end by that, but they stayed with it that time and got an easy one around the rim.
Pack with the ball, a 21-point lead. Looks like a 2-3 zone now by Chowan. Here's Lockett behind the arc right wing. Left of the lane to Helms, who lost the ball. Picks it up in the corner. Turns, fires, no good. And the rebound deflects off of Markel Johnson of State. Check that. Off a Chowan player to be State's ball. Helms will check out now. And C.J. Bryce is back in for the Wolfpack. Here's Harris to trigger it in for State. Baseline right. He'll throw it toward the timeline. Johnson catches deep right. 2 minutes to go in the half. 51-30 Wolfpack. Here's Johnson driving with the right hand. Throws it to Bryce near the left elbow. Underneath the Funderburg. Layup won't go. And there's a reason for that, because there's a foul. I think it's going to go against Mitchell. That will be his third. Third on Marshall, I should say. Jordan Marshall. That will be his third. And that's the 11th team foul against Chowan here in the first half. So DJ Funderburg back to the line for 2 more free throws. He is 3 for 3 tonight. Make it 4 for 4. He's in double figures now with 10 points. Checking out with the 3 fouls is Marshall, and Bobby Grubbs, a 6'4 junior, one of the starters for Chowan, who's been on the bench for a while, back in. Second free throw by Funderburg, good.
About that, Funderburg doing the job at the foul line tonight. 5 for 5.
Full court pressure, almost a steal, but here comes Wade up the floor with it, and he's fouled near mid-court as Lockett tried for a steal, couldn't get it. Eric Lockett's second personal foul. That'll be the 7th team foul on State. So this will put Chowan and Jadarian Wade at the line for 1 and bonus free throw attempt. Been a lot of good basketball players at Chowan. Probably the most famous Chowan alumnus to play is former NBA and current coach Nate McMillan, who played here at State. Pack fast breaking it up the floor. Right wing to Blake Harris. Airs out of 3. No good. Rebounded by Chowan. Sanders down the floor to Wade. Fast break layup. Good. And a foul, and it's going to go against C.J. Bryce. That'll be his first, team's 8th.
Long rebounds off the missed 3-pointers often lead to numbers on the other end, and that time Chowan was able to take advantage and get a good look at the rim and score. And now an and 1 opportunity as Devin Daniels going to check back in for Lockett.
And that is the only substitution for State. There have been a lot of them here in the first half. 1:35 to go in the half. Free throw up and good by Wade. He's got the old-fashioned 3-point play. 7 points for him. Pack up by 20, though. 53-33 and with the ball. Johnson in the front court from right to left. Johnson against the zone defense, 2-3 zone, gives it up to Daniels between the rings. Left wing pass behind the arc to Johnson. Down to the elbow, and Bryce sends it right side for a right baseline drive by Harris. Kicks it to the opposite corner to Johnson for 3. Shoots and hits.
That's where he plays zone basketball. Move the ball side to side. Skipped it across to Markel Johnson, who buried it.
Steal on the inbounds. Johnson's got it, jams it. He got it right in the middle of the lane and two-hand flushed it. So back-to-back baskets by Markel Johnson. The Pack leads 58-33. Fast breaking it down the floor. Chowan out of control. Wade. He bangs into Blake Harris, and that's going to be a charging call on Jadarian Wade. He got all the way to the left block and then commits his 3rd personal foul. So the fouls are mounting up for Chowan. Jadarian Wade, a starter, has 3. Gus Rowland, the point guard, with 2. Jordan Marshall, another starter, with 3.
How about points off turnovers now? NC State with a 24-0 advantage as Kevin Keats takes a timeout here with 51.1 seconds to play to talk about this upcoming possession. Let's see if they might try to set up a 2-for-1 here, Gary.
58-33 is our score. 51.1 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Pack's lone exhibition game tonight against Chowan University out of the CIAA. Next year, Chowan will move to Conference Carolinas to join that league that includes Barton and Mount Olive, among some others. That league, of course, Division II, just like the CIAA.
So when they go for 2-for-1, let's see if that's what Coach Keats is looking for. In this situation, 51 seconds to go, you could get a second possession without having to rush a shot up here. This is the perfect time to kind of go for that 2-for-1 and take that timeout. 51 seconds. They probably want to get up a shot within 10 or 12 seconds here, and then perhaps get an opportunity for another possession before the end of the half.
Harris, Bryce, Johnson, Daniels, and Funderburg. Inbounds pass. That's the lineup for State. Johnson has the ball, had it knocked away, goes back across the midcourt line, and the official, Anthony Burris, is going to call over and back, but I think a Chowan player touched that ball.
Right, I agree. Roger Ayers got a good look at that. I would imagine NC State's going to keep the ball. No. Boy, Chowan definitely deflected that ball in the backcourt, and Kevin Keats kind of confounded by that call, as are we here at midcourt.
Well, looks like it's going to be Chowan basketball because Roger Ayers, the crew chief, went over and talked to Burris, and then Burris made the definitive call. Chowan inbounds. Here's Rowland getting around Harris. Down the lane, out of control. Flips it to Sanders. Layup good. 9 points for Sanders, 58-35. 31 seconds left to go in the half. I'll tell you what, Gus Rowland's been a handful. He's just beaten the pack over and over and over again on drives tonight. But State leads 58-35. 20 seconds left in the half. 16 to shoot. Here's Daniels behind the arc left wing. Gives it to Harris at the point. Back to Daniels against the zone. Fires for three. Got it. Devin Daniels with a big three from the left side. 13 points for Daniels. And down the floor comes a new face in the game. It's Xavier Young. Young misses at the other end. Daniels gets it. He's from just inside midcourt at the horn. Can't get it to go. And that's the half. Our halftime score is 61-35. NC State over at Chowan. This game was tied early 1-1, and the Pack scored 9 straight points to go up by 9. Increased the lead to 16 at the 12:40 mark, 20-4. And it's been a constant uptick in the scoring for State and the separation between the Hawks and the Wolfpack since that time.
Yeah, up-tempo basketball as NC State wanted to play. The Wolfpack has really forced the issue with its suffocating full-court defense, forced a bunch of turnovers. Wolfpack has 13 more field goal attempts in the opening half because Chowan just could not deal with NC State's withering pressure. 15 turnovers for Chowan, only 5 for NC State. You look at points off turnovers, the Pack with 24, only 2 for the visiting Hawks. So that's kind of been the story here in this opening half, along with NC State's excellent offensive rebounding as well. NC State did a good job piling up some second chance points, 13 of those in the opening 20 minutes.
So we're at the break of the Pack's lone exhibition game of this 2018-19 season. Halftime score, 61-35, Wolfpack over at Chowan. Stay with us. Tony's back with a halftime show in a moment on the Wolfpack Sports Network.
Let's hear it for your NC State dance team.
8:35. Let's take a look inside the numbers, brought to you by CPI Security. Protection you can count on, conveniences you will love. And the Wolfpack ended up shooting 56.4%, stayed 22 of 39 for the field, made 5 of 14 from long range, 12 of 15 from the free throw line. That's good. 57% shooting for Chowan, 15 to 26. 2 of 7 from the three-point line and 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Stayed out, rebounded Chowan 20 to 11. The big edge there, offensive glass. 13 second chance points on 9 offensive rebounds for State. Pack forced those turnovers in bunches, 15 of them for the visiting Hawks. NC State with 5 turnovers, stay with a significant advantage. Their points off turnovers 24 to 2 in this game. Pack had 8 steals in the first half as well. 2 double-figure scores for NC State. Devin Daniels had 13 points, made 4 of 7 from the field, drained 2 of 3 from long range. And DJ Funderburg, he made all 3 of his field goal attempts, 5 of 5 from the foul line, and he finished with 11 points. 3 players with 7, Markel Johnson, C.J. Bryce, and Blake Harris. Jericho Helms finished with 6 for NC State. Lockett finished with 2. Ian Steer had 4. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players scored points for NC State in the first half, and 10 ended up playing. Demetrius Sanders leading the way for Chowan. He had 9 points. Wade finished with 7, and Gus Rowland, we mentioned his ability to penetrate off the bounce some, and he had 7 points, 5 assists, but he also turned the ball over 4 times. And that's a look at our first half stats. And second 20 minutes is on the way. The Wolfpack will begin regular season play a week from tomorrow night. Mount St. Mary's will start things coming into PNC Arena. 7 o'clock will be the tip-off time. We'll be on the air an hour before, and we'll have hour-long pregame shows all season long. Gary, carry us through the second half, if you would.
All right, be glad to. Coming back out on the floor to start the second half. Looks like the original starting lineup for the Pack. Markel Johnson, C.J. Bryce, Wyatt Walker, Torin Dorn, and we need another one. That would be Devin Daniels. Daniels led the way for the Pack, scoring with 13 points. Funderburg had 11 off the bench. So that's the starting 5 for the Pack. Dorn, Johnson, Bryce, Daniels, and Walker. And coming back on the floor for Chowan, it'll be Brandon Mahan getting the start in the second half, along with Timothy Bing. They did not start the game. Jordan Marshall did. He returns, along with the point guard Gus Rowland and Demetrius Sanders, an original starter. Roger Ayers gives the ball to Bing, and he will inbound it into the backcourt. And Rowland will bring it back across. Chowan will be shooting the goal to our left here in the second half. Here is Rowland driving into the lane, trying a backdoor pass, knocked away, and Wyatt picks it up. Wyatt Walker near the top of the key to Johnson. His headband pass down the floor, picked off by Rowland. Rowland driving, lobs for a layup, good by Demetrius Sanders.
Markel Johnson with his 3rd turnover, and boy, one of his big responsibilities all year will be taking care of the basketball, and that time he just tried to force one.
Daniels off a pick from Walker, holds the basketball, now looking for Walker down low. He pops out on the wing, ball knocked away from behind by Rowland. Walker picks it up right baseline. Walker driving, dumps it left block for Bryce, turns, fires, glass, and good.
There's that passing prowess we talked about with Walker. Back to the basket, found a cutter coming from the weak side. Beautiful pass to Bryce for the layup.
Bing coming the other way now for the Hawks of Chowan. Dribbles it off his shoe, picks it up near midcourt, 20 to shoot, brings it to the top of the key, holds left wing to Rowland, down the corner to Sanders. He'll step back, shoot, and it's an air ball for 3 from the left corner, picked out of there by Bryce, and here comes State. Bryce up the left sideline, down the floor to Devin Daniels. Daniels left wing, looking for a Walker screen. Now Walker trying to clear out the left of the lane, and a timeout called by, I believe, the head coach of the Pack,
yep,
Kevin Keats. So this will be a full timeout. 18:38 to go. We're just underway here. Early second half of the Pack's lone exhibition game at State 63, Chowan 37. This is the Wolfpack Sports Network.
When you go all out, you want an SUV that's all in.
Okay, basketball fans, right now we need you to get on your feet and get ready. We're trying to fill up your gas tank, so make some noise, and let's see who we selected as our most pumped up fan and win that marathon gift card.
Chowan 63-37. And we'd like to remind you that our game is brought to you by North Carolina's electric cooperatives, driven by service, inspired by innovation. Well, Kevin Keats is not going to let a teaching opportunity go to waste early in the season, especially in an exhibition game. And he spotted something he did not like. Something was disjointed in his mind with the way NC State had come out here in the second half. And so he took a quick timeout. And that was definitely a teaching opportunity, and let him know what he was looking for.
I think he was looking for a drive right there instead of a seal-off from Walker.
Yeah, I think he expected Walker to come out and set a ball screen early in transition. That's something that NC State did a lot last year with Leonard Freeman. Push the ball up, set a quick ball screen, and perhaps he'll get a quick drive to the rim. So whatever it was, he had his say during the timeout, and now we're ready to go.
Dorn to trigger it in for State. 18:38 to go in the game. 63-37 Wolfpack. Dorn, Johnson, Bryce, Walker, and Daniels on the floor for State. Here's the inbounds pass for Johnson. Johnson at the point, guarded loosely by Rowland. Walker screens. Johnson drives the top. Now to Bryce behind the arc left wing. On top to Daniels. He'll fire for three. Straight on, no good. Deep rebound taken by Dorn. Strip stolen away by Rowland. Rowland 2-on-1 goes to the basket himself. Lays it in.
Rowland's fearless. And he is, one thing he does well, we've seen it repeatedly tonight, make a beeline to the front of the rim.
4 unanswered points since halftime. It's 63-39 now. State with the ball in the lead. Walker screens for Johnson, who unloads the ball to Dorn right of the key. Dorn to the high post, and Walker hands off to Dorn. Goes to the basket. Left hand layup good. Dorn. 2
assists here in the second half by the big man Walker that have led to easy ones.
65-39. Wolfpack leading. Chowan ball. 17:50 to go. Here's Timothy Bing bringing it up against Devin Daniels. Bing will drive him all the way to the basket. Scoop to the hoop, and it rolled in. Talk about a prayer being answered there. That certainly was. 65-41. Here comes State with the lead. And Johnson bringing it up sideline left. Johnson looking inside. Walker's covered up. Walker, though, gets it off a pass from Devin Daniels to the cutting Daniels down the lane. Shoots a runner. Good. Another assist for Wyatt Walker. 15 for Daniels. Here's a headman pass down the floor to Mahan off a fast break opportunity for Chowan. He can't get the shot to go. Wolfpack player hits the deck, and it's going to be Wyatt Walker with a foul. That'll be his first. And that's the first team foul in the second half for the Wolfpack. 67-41. State leads. 17-13 remaining in the game. As Brandon Mahan out of Ridgeway, Virginia, 6'3" sophomore, goes the line. He's one of the returners on this team. Averaged 4.2 points, a rebound and a half, and an assist a game last year. He gets the free throw, and that is his first point in the game. Devin Daniels and Torrin Dorn will leave. Eric Lockett and Blake Harris will come back in. So now basically there are 2 point guards on the floor now for State, Harris and Johnson. Here's Brandon Mahan's second free throw for Chowan. It is in and out and back in again. We made them both. 67-43 Wolfpack. Stayed in command here early second half. Johnson for the pack into the front court. Gets a screen from Walker. Stops at the top. Right wing to Lockett. Hands to Harris right wing. Lobs inside for Walker. Underneath. Pump fakes twice. Puts it up. Missed it. Tips in his own miss.
Boy, Walker's a different guy here in the second half. But, you know, Funderburk got most of the minutes at the 5 in the opening half because he was playing so well. So I think Walker's come out here in the second half, said, you know what? I want to stay on the floor. I better pick it up. And he's been really good.
He has. Distributing, now scoring inside. 69-43 Wolfpack. 16:56 remaining in the game. Full court pressure going to be employed here by the Pack. Into the ball game for the Chowan Hawks is Trayvon McPhail, and his pass almost thrown away, but there's Rowland with it, bringing it up sideline left. Rowland into the front court with 23 to shoot. Pack with pressure, man-to-man defense. Throws it on the right wing for Timothy Bing. Bing will put it on the deck in front of the Chowan bench. Bing still now dribbling. Now rises, fires, shot blocked by Walker into the hands of Harris. His headman pass picked off by McPhail. Here comes Chowan the other way. McPhail to Bing. In low for Wade. Layup missed. And a whistle blows, and C.J. Bryce is going to be called for his second foul. That'll be the team's second. And this will put Jadarian Wade at the line for 2 free throws.
State been a little more loose with the basketball here in the second half. Pack only had 5 turnovers in the opening 20 minutes. That's a pretty solid number, but 3 here over the first 3.5 minutes since intermission.
Wade, a junior college transfer from Lewisburg College here in North Carolina, makes the first free throw. He's got 8 points now for the Hawks. Second free throw in and out, no good. Ball deflects outside. Wade's got it. Gets it into the corner now for McPhail. And outside to Bing. 22 to shoot. Bing with Lockett right up in his grill near the timeline. Will drive off a pick. Down the lane he goes. Puts it up. Shot blocked by Walker into the hands of Harris. And here comes State. Stealing the backcourt. Harris knocked down by Rowland, and a foul on Gus Rowland. That will be his third and the team's first here in the second half. State leads 69-44 over Chowan. Exhibition basketball tonight at PNC Arena. 16-12 remaining. Lockett will inbound for State. Gets it to Blake Harris, the Missouri transfer who hails from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Will put it on the deck and bounce it away behind the arc right wing to Johnson. Johnson left-hand dribble drive to the top. In low to Lockett. Left-hand layup good by Eric Lockett.
State ran out a little horn set with two bigs starting that sequence at the elbows. And Lockett able to roll to the basket. Nice pass by Markel Johnson.
71-44 Wolfpack. Chowan owns the basketball. The person of Brandon Mahan near the timeline. Lockett up in his grill defensively. Now between the rings to McPhail. To Lockett back outside to Timothy Bing. Bing off a high screen driving to his right. Now back left as the ball knocked away, but Rowland picks it up. 7 to shoot. Rowland deep right against the big center Walker. He'll drive him into the lane, throws up a prayer, missed it, and the rebound to C.J. Bryce. Headman pass to Johnson. Johnson to the basket, jams it one-handed. Markel Johnson has 9 points. And a whistle. And a timeout. 15:21 remaining. 73-44. NC State leads Chowan. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. This is State basketball on the Wolfpack Sports Network.
Biggest lead of the night. Wolfpack up now 73-44. 15:21 remaining in this exhibition tilted. PNC Arena. Markel Johnson fouled on a breakaway dunk right before the timeout, so he'll be trying to complete a three-point play. And what led to that transition opportunity was some pretty good defense by Wyatt Walker. Late in the shot clock, Walker on a switch was stuck out on Chowan point guard Gus Rowland away from the bucket. And Rowland obviously feeling like, yeah, I'm a point guard. I got a big guy on me. I can take him to the hole. And he did just that. But I'll tell you, Walker did a pretty good job of staying in his stance, moving his feet, and he forced Rowland to take a very difficult shot, moving to his left. The ball came off the rim. C.J. Bryce with a rebound, and it made a beautiful outlet pass ahead to Markel Johnson, who was streaking the other way. And Markel Johnson, with that elite leaping ability of his, went up and threw it down, and now he'll go to the foul line trying to finish off the three-point play.
So Markel Johnson, who has 9 points, to the stripe for an and one free throw. It is on the way and missed. And McPhail with a rebound for Chowan. Headman pass to Bing. Bing will bring it up the middle of the floor. Be met by Johnson. Long pass into the left corner for Wade. Outside to McPhail. McPhail puts it on the deck. Gets it away to Mahan. Mahan drives in for the right side. He's tied up by Blake Harris. And on the alternate possession, State will get the ball. And it's another Chowan turnover. 17 in the game. Second this half. Jericho Helms is now checked in for the Pack, along with DJ Funderburg and Eric Lockett. Here's Johnson, left wing to Lockett. Open for an instant. Down low to Funderburg. He's double teamed. Clears it out on the wing to Lockett. 19 to shoot. Now to Johnson to the point. Right wing to Harris. Drives right baseline. Gets airborne with nowhere to go. But fortunately, he's bailed out on a foul. And that foul will be on McPhail. That'll be his 4th. And the 3rd team foul on the Chowan Hawks here in the second half. The Pack has fouled twice since halftime. And getting set to check back in now for Chowan, and checking back in is Jordan. Checking. New player in the game, 6'9" junior Ugi Portik from Serbia, who averaged 11 minutes a game last season in 18 games for Chowan. Pack inbounds for the baseline. Harris gets it into Johnson. Now to the top, and Helms. Left wing to Harris. He drives into the paint. Cross-court skip pass to Johnson. Drives left baseline. Kicks it out to Harris. 9 to shoot. Drives to the foul line. Up for the jumper. Missed it. Rebound deflects outside. And Lockett's got it with a new shot clock. To Johnson. Left elbow to Helms. Turnaround jumper. Banks it in. Jericho Helms. He's got 8 points, and it's 75-44 State. Full court pressure. Rowland's in a little bit of trouble. He is double teamed, and the ball deflected almost right into our lap here. The only thing that saved us was the front of the table that we're sitting at. And so Wade will trigger it in now for Chowan. He throws it in the backcourt for Gus Rowland. Rowland, not a big guy, 6-foot sophomore, but he is lightning quick, and he's shown it many times. Now away to Portik. Portik into the ball game for the first time off the bench here in the second half. Gets it away to Bing. Drives to the left elbow. 6 to shoot. Bing still maintaining the drive. He falls down. Gets it to left of the lane to Portik. But Portik wasn't looking at the shot clock. It was winding down. He threw it cross court. And the shot clock expires. It's another turnover. 18 for Chowan.
Yeah, they lost track of that when that ball went out of bounds in front of you. And the clock obviously didn't reset. And they had a short clock with which to work.
Pack with a long pass up the floor. Harris to Lockett. Lockett left baseline. Airs out a short jumper. No good. Fading away. And there may have been a reason for that fadeaway. He was pushed. And the foul is on Demetrius Sanders of Chowan. That'll be his first, team's fourth. This will send Eric Lockett to the line for 2 free throws. Lockett averaged 14.3 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 1.2 steals a game at Florida International last season. He graduated, then transferred to State. State is his 4th team. He started out at George Mason, then went to junior college, to Florida International, and now with the Wolfpack.
He's got a lot of friends in a lot of places.
He made the first free throw, missed the second. Chowan with a rebound. And here is Sanders driving all the way down the floor. Stops right block. Clears it cross court to Timothy Bing. 20 to shoot. Bing circles on the drive to the top of the key. Right wing. Gets it away to Sanders. Drives right baseline. Cross court skip pass going to Gus Rowland. 9 to shoot. Rowland left wing. Rowland steps back, shoots a long jumper for 3, no good. Dorn high above the rim for the rebound for State. Had the ball knocked away in the backcourt. The foul on Timothy Bing of Chowan. That got him for 4, and that is the 5th team foul on the Hawks.
Dorn really good, as always, flying in from the perimeter and tracing that ball off the rim and then going up to get it. Kevin Keats builds his style on getting more shots than the opponent. Right now, NC State has 15 more field goal attempts.
Blake Harris off the inbounds pass, drove it all the way down and into the lane, tried to go up for a shot, was stripped away by Gus Rowland. Rowland got apparently all ball, no foul. It'll belong to State with 26 to shoot. Here's Blake Harris to trigger it in. Baseline right. Gets it to Dorn. Dorn top of the key. Drives. Shovels it to Ian Steer, who just checked in. Missed the jam. Rebound. Saved inbounds by Jericho Helms to Steer. He went back up. Tried to shoot again. And the shot was deflected away. And the foul is going to go on Yuki Portik. That'll be his first. And the team's 6th. And so this will send the biggest player for the Pack, as far as pounds are concerned, Ian Steer to the line. 261-pound, 6'9" true freshman out of Sanford, North Carolina. Big guy with a big upside. Misses the free throw.
I'll tell you what, big guys like Ian Steer, they don't like missing dunks. I would love to know what it feels like to miss a dunk. Really.
Well, to be able to get that high.
That's what I'm saying. Get up there and it'll even touch the rim with the ball in your hands, even if you miss it. It would feel pretty good.
I'll tell you what, the next time they have the halftime show in here where they get the trampolines, before the game, why don't you get a hold of one of these guys and ask them if you can use the trampoline?
Yeah, that would good. And we've got orthopedic guys in the building, which would be necessary in that situation.
Steer misses the first free throw, makes the second one. And we've almost got a steal by Chowan or steal by State in the backcourt. Knocked away, but it'll be out of bounds to Chowan. And triggering it in, Demetrius Sanders against full court pressure. Helms right up in his grill, jumping and kicks the ball away into the Wolfpack bench. How about that? Good hustle. 77-44, State leads Chowan. 13:08 to play in the game. Halftime score was 61-35, in case you're wondering about that. Maybe you just tuned in. Sanders for Chowan, triggered in the backcourt. He gets it into Hank Edmonds, his first time in the game. Edmonds coming off an injury. He's a 6'2" junior out of the state of South Carolina. Down to Portik, the big center. Portik between the rings. Right wing to Sanders. Drives right baseline to the basket, scores. 13 points for Demetrius Sanders. It's 77-46. Here comes the Pack the other way with Blake Harris moving the ball, crossing the timeline from left to right. Bounces it right of the lane to Helm. Spin move toward the baseline. He travels. He tried to get away around Edmonds. That's the 9th Wolfpack turnover and the 4th this half. Helms will go to the bench. And so it's Lockett, Harris, Dorn who's checked in. Steer and Daniels. That's the Pack 5. He has full court pressure. Chowan inbounds the ball to their point guard, Gus Rowland. Rowland will bring it up the floor against Dorn. Rowland maintains the dribble, stops top of the key, gives it right elbow to Wade. Wade penetrates, kicks it back out for a right wing three by Sanders. No good. Rebound deflects into the hands of Harris. Harris running 2-on-2, shovels to Dorn. Dorn stripped on the way up. Ball out of bounds. Dorn almost hit the deck, but he was able to maintain his balance. And we've got a Chowan foul. That will be 7 on the Chowan Hawks. Sanders with his second, and Dorn going to the line for 2 free throws. Torn's first trip to the line in this game.
Seen some really nice passes here in the second half by NC State. We mentioned Walker passing out of the post. That time Harris, a nice little shovel to Dorn on the move. Pack tonight has 13 assists on, 29 made baskets. That's pretty good.
Dorn missed the first free throw. Demetrius Sanders out. Keon Claiborne in for Chowan as the second free throw goes down for Dorn. 78-46 Wolfpack, 12-17 remaining. Full court pressure dissipating. And Rowland brings the ball and beats Harris on a drive. Throws back to the top. Picked off by Harris. Harris streaks down the floor. Has it knocked away. Picks it up at the elbow. Gives the trailing Steer. Tried to go up for a shot. Was hammered. And it'll be Yugi Portik with his second personal foul. That'll be the team's 8th. And this will send Steer to the line. And they're going to say he was not in the act of shooting. He's going to get a 1 and bonus free throw.
Boy, Blake Harris really has made things happen anytime he's been in the game, whether it's on offense, running the team, pushing the ball, getting in the lane, or on defense. He's been very active. There he forced another turnover.
Take the foul away from Portik, give it to Edmonds as Steer knocks in the free throw.
Harris leads the Pack in steals now with 3.
Harris will check out, and C.J. Bryce will enter the contest for State. 79-46 Wolfpack, 12:04 to go. Here's the Pack Steer at the line for a second free throw. High arching shot, barely ticks iron. Deep rebound comes out to Keon Claiborne. Claiborne out of Westminster, Maryland, brings the ball down the floor. Left wing pass to an open Portik, shoots for 3, misses. Long rebound comes off to Dorn. Dorn on the dribble drive from left to right. Dorn moving into the lane. Strip stolen away by Wade. Wade one-on-one with Daniels, going to take him to the hole. Here comes Help. He kicks it outside, gets it away to Claiborne. Claiborne driving left baseline. He's double teamed, kicks it out the way. 20 to shoot. Now to Rowland, dives down the lane in traffic, sends it to Portik, who kicks it outside for Edmonds. Long bomb for 3, no good. And the rebound pulled down by to Lockett. Lockett for State. Down the floor to Daniels, gets off balance, shoots a jumper, no good. Tipped in on the fly by Eric Lockett, and a foul. 6 points for Lockett, and he'll get a shot at an old-fashioned three-point play when we come back. Timeout on the floor, 11:22 to go, second half. It's State 81, Chowan 46. Exhibition basketball tonight on the Wolfpack Sports Network.
11:22 to go here in this exhibition game from PNC Arena. NC State really done a good job forcing the issue with its defense tonight, and creating a bunch of turnovers that have led to easy baskets. And here in the second half, we've seen the Pack share the ball well in the half court at times. And State has knocked down 8 of its first 13 shots here since intermission at 61%. You know, Chowan in the first half actually went out and shot over 50%, but the Pack has tightened things up defensively a little bit here in the second half, because Chowan is only 4 out of 12 shooting here in second half play. But the turnover bug has been there all night for the Hawks. They have 19 points. State has scored 21 points off of those turnovers, and then the second chance points. The Pack has been dominant throughout there. 22nd chance points off of 14 offensive rebounds. 14 of the 33 total rebounds for State have been on the offensive glass as Lockett toes the stripe.
And the transfer out of Florida International makes the free throw. And the Pack's got its biggest lead now, 36 points at 82-46. Chowan with the basketball in the front court. Here's Edmonds near the right corner. And he is fouled as Bryce tries for a steal. That'll be the third foul on C.J. Bryce. And check it. Are they going to call that on Lockett? I thought it was Bryce that was closest to the ball, but they call it on Lockett. That'll be his third. So Bryce has 2 fouls. 82-46, 11:16 to go. Chowan inbounds, Portick with it, and the big guy shovels it on the right wing to Wade. Wade gives it up to Rowland. The 6-foot point guard looking, and will bounce it on the right wing to Wade. Wade guarded by Steer. Now he's double teamed, steps back, shoots a jumper from the right elbow, no good. Rebound pulled down by Dorn, and here comes State from left to right. Dorn down the floor to Bryce. Bryce has a pass knocked away and into the backcourt, but picks it back up. Throws a long pass to Dev Daniels. 3 on the way, left wing, good. Devin Daniels, 18 points. That's his third 3 of the game. And Rowland looked like he was mugged as he got across the mid-court line. And thinking about it, finally blowing the whistle was Anthony Burris, one of the 3 ACC officials working tonight with Roger Ayers and Tim Clockerty. So the foul will now go on C.J. Bryce. Or will it?
I believe so, yeah.
That'll be his third. And the team's fourth. Chowan inbounds. Here's Rowland off a high screen by Portick, driving left-handed. Tries to get it into the left-hand corner to Claiborne. Ball knocked away by State and out of bounds. 19 to shoot. Chowan inbounds. Left sideline. And the recipient of the inbounds pass is Rowland. Rowland driving, kicks it in the corner for Edmonds. Long 3, air ball. Rebounded and put back up and good by Jadarian Wade. Wade with 10 points. He's in double figures, and it's 85-48 Wolfpack. State has the ball. Here's C.J. Bryce with it. Off a high screen by Steer. Bryce drives down the lane. Kicks it right side for Lockett's 3. Good.
Yeah, NC State does not have a true point guard on the floor. That time Bryce running the show and did a nice job finding the open shooter.
88-48, Pack by 40 with 9:52 to go. State's biggest lead of the game. Oogie Portick controlling the ball. Gives it to Edmonds between the rings. The little guy drives down the lane, throws up a high arching shot off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Lockett, and he traveled. Just the 11th turnover for the Wolfpack tonight. 88-48. That's the score. State in command with 9:40 remaining here in the Pack's lone exhibition contest of the season. Bryce will check out. Markel Johnson back in for State. So it's Dorn, Steer, Daniels, Lockett, and Johnson. And now Lockett will check out. DJ Thunderbird will come in. So Pack's going with 2 bigs. That's kind of a rare combination. We haven't seen that too much tonight, if at all. Chowan inbounds. Wade gets it to Portick, left wing. Portick holds, gives it up to Rowland behind the arc left wing. Steer on him. Now they switch, and the big guy Thunderberg's got him. Let's see if he'll try to drive. He wants some space. Gets a screen by Portick. Driving is Rowland, now to Wade. Wade, free throw line. He shoots, and it sticks and then goes in. Hit the back flange and then just kind of stopped and then dropped. So the field goal makes it 88-50. Chowan pulls a little bit closer, but stayed in real command here. Here's Johnson for the Wolfpack, driving to the left elbow, gives it to Devin Daniels, left wing, 19 to shoot, 9 minutes to play. Daniels lobs in low for Thunderberg. It's too long, but Wade can't handle it. He was trying for the steal, got his hands kind of got mixed up, and the hands wouldn't follow what the brain was telling him. Ball out of bounds. He couldn't control it as Edmond checks out, and the shot clock is reset with 9 minutes to go. Here's Johnson to throw it in for State. Baseline right. Now to Daniels between the rings. Well, let's see if Chowan goes zone right here. They are 2-3 zone. Dorn with it, left wing. Now to Johnson against the zone. Back to Dorn. Open. Pulls the trigger for 3. Misfires. Rebound. Daniels keeps it alive, but it's tipped, and unable to control it is Chowan's Timothy Bing in the left corner to go out to State again. Pack's got another opportunity.
Yeah, Chowan's not been able to rebound out of that zone. Looks like they prefer to go 2-3 zone out of any inbounds plays, and appears they're going to do it again.
Here's Johnson to trigger it in. Throws it up the far left sideline to Daniels. Now to Walker, who lobs in low for Thunderberg. Layup good.
Well, that's what
Walker checked in. Got a nice assist.
That's what you can do with two bigs on the floor. You can go high-low with a great passer like that, Walker.
Chowan fast breaks it down the floor to Bing in the lane. Off-balance jumper, no good. Rebound pulled down by Wyatt Walker. Down to Markel Johnson. Left wing to Daniels. Open. Shoots for three. Missed it. Rebound. Walker has it stripped away, but unable to control the ball is Rowland. Check that, Bobby. I was right the first time. Rowland out of bounds on the right sideline. Claiborne checking out. Wade back in now for Chowan. And Dorn will trigger it in from the sideline for State. Gets it to Johnson. 8:14 to play in the game. Pack up by 40, 90-50. Johnson. Left wing to Devin Daniels. The Utah transfer puts it on the deck. Sends it to Dorn at the point against the zone. Right wing to Johnson with 16 to shoot. Johnson right of the lane to Walker. Down to the baseline to Thunderberg. Fadeaway jumper good by the 6'10 Thunderberg. 15 points for him tonight.
And I think that's the 5th assist here in the second half for Walker. He's very effective in the sweet spot of that zone, right around in the middle of the zone at the free throw line, where he can kind of scope it out and find the open shooter.
92-50 State. Chowan's Gus Rowland with the basketball. Right wing, gets it to Sanders, drives, puts it up, shot blocked, gets it back, puts it up again, blocked again. Dorn got it the first time, Walker the second time. Walker's going to be whistled for the foul. That'll be his second. And that'll be the Pack's 5th team foul here in the second half. And we have a timeout. 7:35 remaining. 92-50. The Wolfpack leads Chowan here at PNC Arena. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. This is the Wolfpack Sports Network.
PNC Arena. Exhibition basketball tonight. All Wolfpack. NC State leading Chowan now 92-50. Wolfpack has dominated the boards throughout. Stay with a 38-17 rebounding advantage, including 16-5 on the offensive glass. You know, you take the two categories of points off turnovers and then second chance points. That's where State has really separated itself. 25 second chance points and 30 points off of turnovers.
Demetrius Sanders of Chowan fouled before the timeout, goes to the line for 2 free throws. He misses the first. He shot 67% from beyond the foul line last season. 13 points tonight for Sanders. Here's his second free throw. It's good. Well, he makes 1 out of 2. He started his career at Davidson County Community College in North Carolina. He's from Raleigh. Pack shooting 63% here from the floor in the second half with the ball. Here's Torn Dorn for the Wolfpack. Behind the arc, left wing against the zone to Johnson. Johnson penetrating the right elbow. Down low to Thunderberg. Back outside right wing to Johnson to the cutting Dorn. Free throw line jumper. Rattles in for Torn Dorn off a nice cut. Dorn with 9, and it's 94-51. Stay with the lead. Chowan with the ball. 7 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the game. Gus Rowland into the front court. Gives it up to Wade. Wade, backdoor pass broken up by Walker, but deflects to Bing. Bing drives the lane, scoop to the hoop, and it rolls in.
Looked like Dave Bing on that one.
I remember Dave Bing for the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
He played at Syracuse, and one of his teammates was Jim Boeheim.
Right on.
I wonder if they...
I know who scored the most points of those two.
Yeah, it was Bing. I wonder if Boeheim and Bing got along. Here's Johnson down low to Walker. Walker's shot blocked in the paint, but Thunderberg comes out of there with it. Down low to Walker underneath the Daniels layup. Good.
Another beautiful pass by Walker. That is his 5th assist here in the second half. He has been fun to watch.
Devin Daniels has 20 points tonight. That's 96-53. Wolfpack, 6:13 remaining. Demetrius Sanders with the basketball for Chowan. Behind the arc right wing. Hawking him is Dorn. Gives it up to Portick. Outside, the big guy hands off to Gus Rowland, the point guard. Now to Bing for 3. Left corner, in and out, no good. Rebound, Thunderberg. Pass to midcourt to Johnson. Long down the floor to Daniels. Missed the jam. Dorn on the follow back up. He can't get it to go. He's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
Another pretty pass by the Pack. Daniels just could not get that one to go as he was rising high above the rim on that beautiful lob by Markel Johnson, who led the ACC in assists last year. State really not getting as many points off turnovers this year in the second half, forced to execute a little bit more in the half court, and State has really done that now. 19 assists for the Pack on 36 made baskets.
Timothy Banks fouled out. That's 5 on him. He'll go to the bench. Dorn will go to the line for 2. Pack making wholesale substitutions as both big men, Walker and Thunderberg, go out. Here's the free throw by Dorn. Good. He'll get another. So on the floor for the Pack now, Blake Harris, Devin Daniels, Torrin Dorn, Ian Steer, and Jericho Helms. Second free throw by State's Dorn is up good.
I mentioned the assist, Gary. Here in the second half, State with 11 assists on 14 baskets.
Here's Steele in the backcourt off a pass. Marshall to Rowland, but Rowland gets it, drives all the way down the floor. Underneath to Sanders. His shot won't go. Tip no good. Rebounded by Mitchell, no good. Still fighting for the ball, and State comes out of there with it with Dorn. Long pass to the streaking Daniels. Fast break jam. Daniels with 22 points. Chowan coming quickly the other way. Down the floor goes Wade to the basket with a right-hand runner. Wade with 12. And it's 100-55 Wolfpack. Here's Daniels driving into the lane. Shoots a wild runner, and it rims off. No good. Fight for the rebound. And Marshall's got it for Chowan. Marshall out of the Pack with it. Into the front court to Wade. Down to the point guard, Gus Rowland. Rowland, one of the top rookies in the CIAA last season, drives the lane. No look pass going to Sanders. Can't get the shot to go from point blank. Loose ball, picks it up on the baseline to Sanders. Now outside to Rowland. Drives in traffic. Kicks it in the corner for Sanders. He drives a couple of dribbles. Pulls up. The jumper won't go. Rebound is deflected outside. Mitchell to Wade. He can't get his long range shot, but it's put back up and good by Sanders.
4 offensive rebounds. That trip down by Chowan. And again, that'll be one of the concerns going forward through the year. 4 perimeter players on the floor. Can you get defensive rebounds? That time State could not. Kevin Keats going to call timeout.
As Blake Harris brought the ball across midcourt, Coach Keats went right out and called timeout. This will be a full timeout, so we'll take a break. 4:27 remaining. The Pack's hit the century mark in its only exhibition game of the season. 100-57. The Pack leads Chowan University. This is the Wolfpack Sports Network.
You deserve a smarter energy future. Now, that's why
its defense in the first half, forcing a bunch of turnovers, and also got numerous scoring opportunities after offensive rebounds. Here in the second half for State, it's been more about sharing the basketball. Since intermission, NC State has 15 made baskets and has assisted on 12 of those 15 made baskets. So we've seen some beautiful ball movement, some excellent passing here in the second half. Wyatt Walker, the big guy, we've heard so much about his passing ability, and he's shown it off here in the second half. Walker with 5 of those 12 assists since halftime. It's been fun to watch here as the Wolfpack leads at 100-57 over Chowan with 4:27 to go in the game.
Pack shooting 60% in the second half. Chowan just 32%. As the Pack inbounds out of the timeout. Here's Blake Harris in front of the Pack bench. Sideline left, drives to the top of the key. Now lobs left of the lane for Steer. They collapse on Steer, who throws it back outside across the timeline. It's knocked away. Helms saves it to Blake Harris. Here's Harris driving. Harris going to take it to the basket. Throws up a runner. No good. And a whistle blows. Harris will get 2 shots. Fouled in the act of shooting. And the foul will go against, I believe, Hank Edmonds, who just checked in for Chowan. That is Edmonds, a 6'2 junior. Here's the free throw up by Harris, no good. Must be a mistake on the roster I got from Chowan, because there's no way Edmonds is 6'2". Here's the free throw up off the front rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Jadarian Wade.
He's not 6'2" on Mondays.
Wade into the front court. 3:58 to go. 100-57 Wolfpack. Here's Wade giving it up to Marshall. Marshall shoots a long three, no good, off to the left. Rebounded by Eric Lockett, who's back in for the Pack. Lockett works the ball into the front court. Edmonds is on him. Now away to Bryce behind the arc, right wing. Here's Bryce, top of the key. 16 to shoot. Left wing to Lockett. Lockett against the zone. Back to Bryce. Bryce, crossover dribble down the lane. Hangs, fires. The runner won't go. And on the rebound, we've got a foul. And I think it might be on Ian Steer. It is. That's his first. And that will be the 16th foul against State here in the second half. 3:29 to play in this exhibition game. 100-57 Wolfpack. Chowan inbounds. Pack's kind of called off the dogs as far as full court pressure is concerned. Rowland will drive it to the line, down the lane. Feeds it away to Marshall. Drives right baseline. Puts it up. Shot blocked away. I think it was either Bryce or Steer that got a hand on it and steered it out of bounds.
Yeah, but with this, one thing you talk about that, you call off the dogs, but there are no walk-on types here with the available players they have now. All of these guys wearing a uniform tonight of seeing action as Funderburg comes in to the game, and C.J. Bryce going to head out, so the Pack will have two bigs on the floor again here with this combination.
Harris, Lockett, Funderburg, Steele, and Helms on the floor for State. Here's Rowland to trigger it in. Baseline right. Gets it into Marshall. Marshall left-hand dribble into the middle of the lane. Kicks it left wing to Wade. Now Wade gives it back to Marshall. Marshall left wing. Throws to the top of the key. Edmonds has got it. Drives down the lane. Hangs, fires off the glass. No. Down Edmonds goes. And the foul is on Steer. That will be his second.
Yeah, Steer got switched off on a smaller guard, and that's go time if you're Hank Edmonds. You see a big man out on you trying to guard you on the perimeter. You got to put it down and go to the rim. Chowan hasn't taken advantage of those opportunities tonight as much as maybe they would want, but Edmonds knew what to do that time when he had Steer guarding him away from the basket.
Free throw by Edmonds is no good. 3:04 remaining. 100-57. We've been stuck on that score for a while. As Edmonds readies for his second free throw. He eyes it. And he missed it. Helms with the rebound for State. Headman pass to Blake Harris. Drives all the way down the lane. Tried a layup. It was blocked away out of bounds. And it'll belong to State with 24 to shoot. And Harris will trigger it in. And now Chowan making a substitution. Keon Tucker is in the game out of Smithfield, Virginia, 6'2" sophomore, one of the returners on this team who played sparingly last year. Checking out is Sanders. And coming into the game for the first time, Jeffrey Taylor, 6'5" senior out of New Bern, North Carolina, and Lenore Community College. Harris to trigger it in, baseline right. He gets it into Ian Steer, who has it stolen away by Rowland. Rowland on the break. Headman pass for Edmonds. Layup good. 100-59. 2:46 to go. Here comes a Pack the other way from left to right. Harris up the right sideline. Cuts to the middle of the floor. Clears it right wing to Lockett. Lockett behind the arc to Harris. They swing it into the corner to Funderburg. Jump shot in the air. Good for three.
About that.
Deep left corner for DJ Funderburg. 18 points for Funderburg. His first three of the night. Who says big guys can't shoot from the perimeter?
Well, he hadn't missed a shot tonight. 6 of 6 from the field, 5 of 5 from the foul line.
103-59 the score. 2:17 to go. Pack in control. Chowan with the ball. Here's Rowland driving to the top of the key. Hoists up a three-point shot. No good. Rebounded by Helms to Lockett. Down the floor to Funderburg. Too far under. He tried to hit the trailing Steer. Couldn't do it. Ball deflected away. Taylor picks it up for Chowan. Gives it up to Edmonds, down to Wade in front of the Chowan bench. 1:54 remaining in the game. 103-59 Wolfpack. Here's Edmonds driving. Left wing. Ball going to the point guard, Rowland. Rowland sends it back outside to Wade. 9 to shoot. Wade rises, fires for three. Almost a straight-on shot. No good. Steer with a big rebound for State. Outlet to Harris. Long down the floor to Helm. Spots up. Shoots for three in transition. Good.
That's 14 assists on 17 makes here in the second half.
Here's a steal in the backcourt by Harris. Layup good. Another turnover, another basket for State. 108-59. Chowan with more than 20 turnovers in this game. 108-59 the score, 1:14 remaining. Here's Rowland driving, out of control. Gets it top of the key to Taylor. Taylor pump fakes, driving into the lane. He got out of control too, but he's bailed out on a foul by Blake Harris. That'll be his second, 17th foul on State. And it'll be one in bonus time for Chowan, but only 1:07 left to go in this exhibition game. The games start counting for real next Tuesday, November 6th. The Wolfpack will open the regular season at PNC Arena against Mount St. Mary's. Pre-game begins at 6 o'clock, tip-off at 7. But before that, we've got Wolfpack Weekly with Dave Doran coming up Wednesday night from 7 to 8. And then Pack Football will host Florida State for homecoming. The Lowe's Foods countdown to kickoff begins at 1:30. Network air at 2:30. Kickoff at 3:30 from Carter Finley. Jeffrey Taylor at the line. One and bonus free throw on the way. It is no good. Fight for the rebound, and a whistle blows. Might be a lane violation. I'm not sure. Nope. There got to be a foul inside, but foul is on Jadarian Wade. So there's the call. That's his fourth. Chowan over the 10 foul limit. So Ian Steer, the recipient of the foul, will be at the line for a 1-and-1. 108-59 Wolfpack, 105 to play. Shot in the air, good. He'll get the bonus. Steers 3 out of 4 from the line tonight. He's got 7 points in somewhat limited action. 109-59, 50-point command by the Pack with 105 to go. Second free throw, no. And the rebound pulled down by Keon Claiborne, but as it's stolen away by Blake Harris, leaves it off for Steer, who tried to rumble to the basket and had the ball stripped away, and another Chowan foul. So Steer right back to the line where he was just seconds ago. The foul on Keon Claiborne, his first. Chowan over the 10 foul limit, and the Pack with 8 here in the second half. Here's Big Ian Steer at the line. Lets it go, and it's no good.
22 turnovers now for Chowan. They've done a better job here in the second half. Only 7 in the second half, but
the damage was done in the first.
Yeah, the Pack has scored 32 points off those turnovers. 13 steals tonight for NC State as well.
Second free throw by Steer, no good. Rebounded by Wade. He is double teamed. Ball knocked away, stolen. Blake Harris has got it. Shovels to Funderburg, jams it. 20 for DJ Funderburg, 111-59 State. Edmonds coming the other way. He's open. Fires a 25-footer from almost straight on. Missed the works, but it's picked up there by Jeffrey Taylor. The putback won't go. Wade on the follow-up and in. And a whistle blows. Count the basket and the foul. 14 for Jadarian Wade. And he'll go to the line for one. Steer commits his third personal foul. That's the Pack's 9th.
Funderburg having one of those Christian Leitner games. 7 of 7 from the field, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. The only reason I bring that up is Leitner had that famous game against Kentucky in the regional final in '92 where he made all his field goals and free throw attempts. But man, you got to be impressed with what Funderburg has done.
I can still remember the end of that Kentucky game. I'm laying on the couch watching that thing, and when Leitner hit that shot, I actually levitated up and off the couch. I mean, that was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
23 seconds remaining. 21 to actually there's about just percentages, tenths of seconds between the game clock and the shot clock. The Pack can pretty much just dribble out the clock, but I think we're going to have a shot clock violation.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Keats wanted to have his team put one up there. And
actually, I miscalculated. There was more time than I thought. 9.1 seconds remaining in the game. Here's Chowan inbounding. Wade will get it across the timeline. 6, 5, 4. Ball deflected away. Helms gets it to Harris, and Harris will not go to the basket. He will just dribble out the clock, and that is that. The Pack wins its only exhibition game of this 2018-2019 campaign here at PNC Arena tonight. 111-62. The Pack set the tone early with defense as Chowan turned the ball over and over and over. The Pack was able to capitalize, and when the Pack missed shots, they were able to get offensive rebounds, stick them back in. By halftime, the Pack led by 26, and they second half, just more scoring for the Pack, Tony.
Yeah, and he loved the way the Pack played together in the second half. The sharing of the basketball was outstanding. 15 assists on 19 made baskets. Walker with his passing, he had 5 assists in the second half. And then Funderburk, the other big, with his scoring. 20 points. We mentioned he made all of his shots, 7 of 7 from the field, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. And those guys were in the game together for a short stint there in the second half as Kevin Keats kind of looked at having 2 bigs playing at the same time, and that worked out beautifully. Walker found Funderburk for a couple of buckets, including that nice little high-low action that they ran where Walker caught the ball up around the free throw line, faced up, lobbed it into Funderburk for a layup or a dunk on that play. I love that kind of basketball. But Daniels, I think he's a guy that's going to score it all year for NC State. Made 3 of 6 from the three-point line. He finished with 22 points. So suffocating defense, great offensive rebounding in the first half for the Pack. And then in the second half, State showed they can also execute in the half court by sharing the ball and moving it well. So I would imagine that Coach Keats will feel like this was a stronger performance overall for NC State compared to its close scrimmage a week or so ago against East Carolina.
111-62 the final. State beats Chowan. And we'll be back to wrap it up. The Duke Energy post-game report is straight ahead.